Assalamu alaikum, friends. Welcome to the Zero Excitements channel. If your life is full of boredom, not the dramatic kind where everything is falling apart, but the quiet, sneaky kind where nothing is technically wrong, yet nothing feels exciting either, then this video is for you, because this boredom you're feeling is not laziness, not depression, and not because your life is useless. It's because modern life has mastered the art of draining meaning while pretending to offer comfort. And once you see this clearly, you'll stop blaming yourself and start laughing at how ridiculous the whole system actually is. You wake up, scroll your phone, check messages that say nothing important, watch reels you don't remember 5 minutes later, eat food that fills your stomach but not your soul, and then wonder why the day felt heavy even though nothing bad happened. And the funny part is, when someone asks you, "What's wrong?" you say, "Nothing, bro, just bored." Because boredom has become the most honest description of modern existence, a silent scream wrapped in routine. We were promised excitement everywhere, unlimited entertainment, infinite choices, instant pleasure. And yet, here we are, bored with Netflix, bored with music, bored with people, bored with ourselves, because excitement doesn't survive when it's available on demand. It needs waiting, effort, uncertainty, and risk. Things we have successfully deleted from our lives in the name of comfort, and then we act surprised when life feels flat, like a carbonated drink left open overnight. Think about it. Earlier excitement meant something was coming. A letter, a guest, a journey, a festival. Even bad news had suspense. Now everything arrives instantly. Messages come before you miss anyone. Food comes before hunger becomes real. Entertainment comes before boredom teaches you creativity. And slowly, your nervous system forgets how to feel anticipation, so you don't feel happy or sad. You just feel meh, which is the emotional color of our time. We laugh at memes about how weekends end in 5 minutes and Mondays last 5 years, but nobody talks about why weekends don't feel refreshing anymore, because weekends are now just work days without work. Same phone, same screen, same scrolling, same artificial dopamine, just different pajamas. And then we wonder why Monday feels like betrayal. The funniest tragedy is that we are exhausted without doing anything meaningful, tired without lifting anything heavy, mentally drained without using our minds creatively, because scrolling feels like rest, but it actually steals energy while convincing you it's relaxing, like a fake friend who eats your food and then complains you're boring. And let's be honest, we don't even know what we're bored of anymore. Because when someone suggests doing something simple like walking, reading, learning, or sitting quietly, we immediately feel irritated. Not because those things are boring, but because our minds have been trained to need constant stimulation, like a child who can't eat unless a cartoon is playing. So silence now feels uncomfortable, and boredom feels dangerous. This is why when nothing dramatic is happening in your life, no breakup, no crisis, no big goal, you feel strangely empty, because drama has replaced meaning, and calm feels suspicious. So your brain keeps asking, "Is this it?" And the answer is uncomfortable, because yes, this is it, unless you change how you experience life. We chase excitement through content, trends, gossip, and noise, but excitement doesn't live there anymore. It lives where effort exists, where outcomes are uncertain, where your ego might get bruised, which is exactly why most people avoid those places and then complain about boredom with expert-level confidence. Social media deserves a special mention here because it has turned comparison into entertainment, and comparison is the fastest way to make your own life feel boring. You watch someone travel, someone succeed, someone flex happiness, and suddenly, your perfectly normal day feels like a punishment, even though 5 minutes ago you were fine. And the joke is that you don't even want their life. You just want their highlight reel energy injected into your routine. We keep saying, "I'm not motivated," but motivation didn't disappear, meaning did, because motivation follows meaning, not the other way around. And when your days are filled with tasks that don't connect to anything larger, boredom is not a flaw. It's a signal, a notification from your brain saying, "We are alive but not living." Instead of listening to that signal, We mute it with more content, more distraction, more jokes, more noise, until boredom turns into numbness. And numbness is scarier because at least boredom wants change. Numbness doesn't even care.
Here's the uncomfortable but funny truth. Life was never supposed to be constantly exciting. Excitement is a spice, not the meal. But modern culture sold excitement as the default state. So when real life shows up with its slow pace, repetition, and quiet moments, we label it boring instead of normal. And then we panic because nobody taught us how to sit with normal without feeling empty. Earlier, boredom pushed people to create, to explore, to talk, to think. Now, boredom pushes people to refresh feeds because creation requires effort and scrolling doesn't. And effort has become something we fear more than boredom itself. And yet, the moments we remember, the ones that actually feel alive, were never the most comfortable ones. They were the uncertain ones, the awkward conversations, the risky decisions, times you didn't know how things would end, which is ironic because that's exactly the kind of life we avoid while complaining that life feels boring. The reality is, boredom is not your enemy, it's your invitation. It's life tapping your shoulder saying you're ready for something deeper. But instead of accepting the invitation, we hand our phone back and say, maybe later, and then wonder why later feels empty too. If your life feels boring, it doesn't mean you need more entertainment. It means you need more engagement, more responsibility, more ownership, something that can fail, something that matters enough to hurt a little. Because boredom disappears when stakes appear. This is why people in difficult situations sometimes feel more alive than people in comfort. Not because suffering is good, but because meaning becomes clear when survival, purpose, or contribution is involved, while comfort without purpose slowly suffocates excitement. So no, your life is not boring because you're ungrateful or lazy or broken. It's boring because it's safe, predictable, optimized, and emotionally padded. And while that sounds like success, the human mind secretly hates it, because deep down we are wired for challenge, not convenience. The solution is not quitting everything and moving to mountains. The solution is simpler and harder, letting boredom exist without immediately killing it, using it as fuel instead of treating it like a disease, choosing effort over ease sometimes, depth over distraction, and presence over constant stimulation. When you stop fighting boredom with noise and start listening to it, you'll realize it's not asking for more excitement, it's asking for more life. And that's when ordinary days stop feeling empty and start feeling real again. If this video made you feel slightly uncomfortable, slightly exposed, or strangely understood, congratulations. That means you're not bored, you're waking up. And if your life is full of boredom, maybe it's not because nothing is happening, but because something important is waiting for you to notice it. Like, subscribe, and we'll meet again in the next episode of Zero Excitements, where we'll make even more boring parts of life so interesting that you'll feel entertained while being bored. Allah Hafiz.